It's time. Time for a thrilling story of romance, adventure, mystery, anything with an expired copyright. It's time for another Interrupted Tale.
Hello, and welcome to the show that usually ends. Another episode of Interrupted Tales, the podcast where my friend and I take turns reading stories to you, the listener, while the other person constantly interrupts. As always, I'm Rob, and I'm joined tonight by the corona to my virus, Alan. How are you, Alan?
I am...
Here's a question. Would you call yourself prepared?
You know, I was going to say I was 19, and then I was going to go with some cool 80s lyrics for songs about being 19. They really preferred you were on the underside of 18 for a lot of those hair metal songs. Yeah, you know, just a tiny bit. Listen, a technicality on the is what I'm saying. Not a lot about 19.
There's the Hey 19, but that's by Steely Dan. But that's about an older man trying to get with a 19-year-old. So it's still problematic.
I get not if you're Steely Dan, I guess.
Well.
Sorry, was that as uplifting as the banter you wanted to do about coronavirus, Rob?
Listen, Alan, we are doing a public service here. The people who listen to this podcast need to know about the dangers of the coronavirus and how our new colloidal silver kit can save them from certain doom.
No. I want to hear more, Rob. I want to hear more, but first, is there a timeshare involved in buying your colloidal silver? Because I'd really also at the same time like to vacation 2 to 3 weeks out of the year. And you know what I'm saying?
Alan, it's amazing you asked about that because the free gift for listening to our free seminar is the colloidal silver healing kit.
Great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Could we do our podcast?
I suppose.
Okay, great.
Yes, Alan. This episode, we have a tale from the rails from the April 1936 edition of Railroad Stories magazine. It's Conquering the Hoosac by Cliff Belcher.
This is a railroad story?
This is a railroad story.
I thought it was science fiction. I thought this was like the Hoosac was the it's like the Brumac, but it's bigger.
Yeah, the Hooviac.
And Dom puts on the do-rag and one last time to conquer the Hoosac.
Dom? Is it for his family?
No, that's the other Dom.
Okay.
That's it's kind of the same deal, to be honest.
It's true. It's true.
Unless you think it's a Dr. Seuss character, like there's the Hoosac, the what's it?
Yeah, that's another good.
The nutsack.
It's a little known story from Dr. Seuss about the nutsack.
Yeah, Bartholomew in the 500 nutsacks. Yeah.
I mean, he had to store those nuts somewhere.
Sure, and we're better than in a sack.
Well, I hope everybody will take a romp with us in the sack as we ride the rails. I already said that. Did I say that?
We're live, Rob. It doesn't matter what you say.
It's true. It's true. I just have to say it with energy.
You got it.
Everybody, sit back and relax while we read you this week's tale. It was in 1851 that men spat upon their hands and began to drill a hole 4 3/4 miles through Hoosac Mountain in western Massachusetts.
Yes, the old spit and drill technique, Rob. That served me well in Western Mass during my college days.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of the mountains in eastern Massachusetts, Rob, had already been spit and drilled. And maybe those mountains thought they were a little too good to be spit and drilled by a non-college graduate railman such as myself.
Yeah.
But, you hop in your car, you drive out past Worcester, and there's a mountains that need rail service. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Rob? You got to drive past the Stop and Shop, is what I'm saying, Rob. At night, the radio on.
With the radio on.
With the radio on.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying there, Rob?
That was a big mountain to climb for that one.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Their goal was to
Those are the best mountains to climb. is definitely what I learned in my college days.
Their goal was to link Boston with Troy, New York by rail. The road had been surveyed, but flung across its path was solid lay rock. Rock that towered to an altitude of 2,500 feet.
2,500. That's where you join the Half Mile High Club, Rob.
Yeah.
Which I think that is eating at a 99 restaurants, getting the lobster roll and stuffing it down in a very small bathroom.
99, huh? Oof.
99 restaurants. Hey, how are these Massachusetts references working out for you, Rob?
You know, Alan, I really think you're selling it.
I got some really hot Elizabeth Warren bangers coming up too.
Ooh, timing.
Have you seen? Sorry, have you seen that hashtag though, Rob? Hot Elizabeth Warren bangers. It's like kind of like hot chicks for Michael Cohen.
Oh,
it's a little different. It's a little different. Same idea. Same idea.
The tunnel cost money, and it cost lives. Before the first damp draft had hurried through the bore from portal to portal, 196 human beings had been sacrificed.
196?
That's crazy.
To get to Troy, New York?
Yeah.
What? Only 35 people died in the Hindenburg, Rob, and that was in the air and on fire. And 24 people got food poisoning at my Aunt Cicely's wedding, Rob.
Oh, wow.
So who's to say what a real tragedy is? That's what I'm saying. Well, I played the electric slide twice.
Twice? He's the real monster.
Terrible.
Here.
Terrible. How did humanity survive?
And the sum of $21 million had been expended by the time the steel gangs entered to lay rails. Daniel O'Connell, veteran section foreman of the tunnel, used to tell of the time when, as a boy, he carried drills and assisted in the Hoosac.
Hey, Rob, did I ever tell you about that time when I was a young boy?
Mm-hmm.
Carried drills.
You carried drills? How deep in the Hoosac did you get?
Only as far as they had drilled. That's why they needed me. See, I don't know if you understand how drills work, Rob, but once you've drilled through the material, you don't need the drill for the part that you've already drilled through. So, yeah.
But how do you get the drill through? Do you have to drill more?
You always have to drill more, Rob. You have to spit a lot, and you got to drill more. It's never ending.
Just spit and drill.
Yep.
There was a chalk line drawn about a stain on the rock wall where nitroglycerin had been spilled.
Oh, yeah.
Just casually.
Hey, guys. Who's in charge of safety over here? Next time, put up a caution, wet explosives floor sign.
I just think it's nice that they put it on a stain so you know where it is. They could have just left it anywhere.
Oh, they could have, except... You're supposed to read the next part.
Dun, dun, dun. When the stain disappeared 2 months later...
It's gone. They put a little time stick on it. No big deal.
Men prepared to work the spot.
Oh, let's just go over the OSHA checklist on this one. Okay.
Good idea.
All right. Lack of safety goggles, so your vision isn't obstructed, right?
Yep,
okay.
we want that.
Check. Bareheaded, so no loose helmets go flying in the event of an explosion.
Think of
Terrible
the damage
idea.
they could do, yeah.
Check. Power of attorney given over to the foreman to end your suffering quickly. Check. That's a check, Rob. I've got you down for a check.
Well,
There's
no.
Not
Just got a quick question about the last part.
I'm afraid the open enrollment period for not choosing your power of attorney is over, Rob.
Okay, what about the vision plan?
It's great. Yeah. It's great. Didn't you hear? It's totally unobstructed. No safety glasses whatsoever.
Wow, this sounds like a better deal all along. Huh.
Oh, it's great.
And the other 196 guys who worked here before me?
Early retirement.
Wow. Did they have to ask for it?
You're all asking for it. You took a job in an exploding mine. You're all asking for it, Rob.
At the first touch of a drill, there was a mighty blast that killed 2.
Sent candy flying everywhere.
Hooray!
Oh, you said kill 2 men. Oh,
yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they had candy in their pockets?
Yeah, there's a good chance that they had candy and photos of loved ones in their pockets. Yes.
How was work today, honey? It was tough. I got splattered with the brains of Pete, my best colleague. But there was a little fun-sized Snickers in there, too. So, it all worked out.
Satisfying, yeah.
It was by accident that a safe way of handling the deadly nitro was discovered. And credit for its discovery belongs to the Hoosac tunnel job.
Well, Rob, they do say that the necessity is the mother of invention.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right? I got that quote right?
Necessity is the mother of invention, yeah.
But then they do also say that the mothers of invention are a musical band, and that sounds incorrect to me. I feel like Wikipedia is steering me wrong.
Well, Alan, if you actually listened to any of the mothers of invention, you would realize they're barely a music band.
Oh, barely. Okay, I get it.
So you'll be all right. Nate Smith set out in a little sled
like I'm going to the Sam Goody, and I'm flipping through the files there, and it just says barely. That's the category.
That's the category. Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah. Nate Smith set out in a little sled over the snow-covered mountain with a load of liquid explosive. It was a bitterly cold day, and the horses slipped and stumbled on the icy slopes.
No, my 3-star elk pelt. Okay, all right. Well, let me just give my horse some stabilizer. And now someone shot me in the head with a Carcano rifle, and I'll just... server disconnected. I'm waiting for that nitroglycerin runner roll to come up, Rob. I'm saving up the 15 gold bars, and I think it's going to be a good investment. I think I'm gonna convert all my 401k to shark cards, and then from shark cards to gold bars.
Okay, and then from gold
solely
bars...
in Red Dead Redemption Online.
Well, once we all wish we were living in Red Dead Redemption Online, right? Right.
Boy, it's a real orderly place compared to buying toilet paper. Sure,
it is less violent.
Sure.
At length, one of the horses fell and dragged down his mate. The sled skidded, and the whole outfit slithered over the brink and tumbled down the mountainside. Smith jumped clear and flattened out in the snow, expecting the inevitable blast and shower of rock. But nothing happened.
Yeah. Just, I'm sad they canceled South by Southwest too, Rob.
Yeah.
An inevitable blast, shower of rock, and then nothing happened. No, wait. No, that was prop night. That was my prom night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like South by Southwest, it was over before you even got in there.
Yeah. That's totally correct, Rob. And Toad the Wet Sprocket was somehow playing at both. They just showed up. Didn't matter. It's canceled. Who cares?
We got nowhere else to be.
Nowhere to go, Pan. Nowhere to go.
Cautiously, Smith crept to the edge and looked down to see his horses struggling in a tangle of harnesses. Forgetting his own danger, he lowered himself to liberate the team of which he was fond. Then it was discovered the nitro...
Not the team that pissed him off.
No, those horses
that
can
one
go screw
horse,
off.
you know the one I'm talking about. Fuck that guy.
Oh man, I didn't want
You
to
can
say
stay
it.
in the nitro cave and explode when it comes summer. Shouldn't have been a dick.
Then it was discovered the nitro had been frozen to a state of harmlessness.
Well, like the Thing, or broccoli florets. Totally inert. They could stay there forever and never hurt anybody. Just don't defrost them. Just don't
Whatever you
defrost
do.
them.
No.
Oh God. Oh, and then the polar ice caps melt, and it's just broccoli florets
You know,
everywhere.
the worst part of the broccoli florets is when they grow the legs and crawl off behind you when you're not looking.
Yeah. That's weird.
Thereafter, all nitro was artificially frozen before it left the Mowbray plant at the west portal. That seems sensible. Yeah. One of the greatest disasters of construction occurred in the central ventilating shaft midway through the tunnel. A dozen men trapped by an explosion stood helpless, while death in the form of shattered timbers cascaded down to pin them to the floor of the shaft.
This is rough, Rob. This is pretty punishing here.
Yeah.
Okay. New plan for America. Don't go west, young man. Because actually, now that I think of it, young man, there is a place you can go, young man.
Where?
If you're short on your dough, young man. That's another kind of manifest destiny, Rob.
Yes.
The kind that you learn about when you're very interested in what the cop and the Indian and the construction worker get up to after hours at the YMCA.
It's one of the things I like about the Old West. They don't care how you're dressed. Come in any kind of uniform and you'll be welcomed.
Okay.
Smoke curled through the debris, and soon flames filled the shaft, while one after another perished, bravely trying to help broken comrades to reach the surface.
Jeez.
Wow. Rescue workers were driven back again and again, while grief-stricken relatives stood tearfully silent until all hope was gone.
But just then,
Thus, men labored and died.
okay, was not that whoa, not that anticipatory sort of positive leading. All hope was gone. Then
Benji showed up and saved the day.
Yeah, Benji. Benji never did a damn thing for anybody but Benji.
Oh, for the love of Benji. Nah.
He's no Lassie. Don't get me started.
Oh, please. He's a mutt. First. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Hey, whoa.
All right, sorry.
Rob.
Sorry. That was that was beyond the line.
Okay. Well, let's start writing.
I'm
the
just saying he's
apology
not a real
letter.
breed. That's all I'm saying.
No. Hey.
Yeah. No.
Rob?
No. He's still a dog. He's still a dog. Just
I'm sorry, folks. Jeez.
not as much of a dog, or as
I know
good
that
of a
sometimes we reach for comedy and we go a little too far, and I think we all know that Rob's, gonna regret this in the morning. Yeah.
All right. Okay, fair enough. I apologize to anybody who was offended, but I'll go tomorrow to the nearest pet store and buy a puppy, and
No.
then I'll burn down a shelter. It's just something to do for the weekend. So, it'll work.
Some of my best friends are puppies, Rob.
Is that sad?
Yeah.
While crews from the east portal drilled and crews from the west portal drilled until the two gangs met and the tunnel was opened.
And the tunnel was, it's a tunnel. Jeez. Kind of lost that in the whole narrative there, but it's not, say, like a tunnel that somehow magically connects to El Dorado, right?
Yeah, it's not the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard.
This is the regular kind of tunnel that connects to slightly different parts of Massachusetts, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Troy, New York. Don't forget Troy.
I don't think they got that far.
Oh, you're right. They're not even there yet.
No, that's Troy is a gleam in a railman's eye at the moment.
The big city, Troy.
Yeah.
On October 13th, 1875, a train pulled out of North Adams, the division point. Aboard were rail and state officials.
Oh, great. You guys showed up just in time to help out more than 1875. 2 decades later. Well,
Did you guys even bring shovels?
You guys really came in well after we discovered how to handle nitroglycerin without killing ourselves. But I'm glad you're here.
It's always nice
Glad
to have
you're
you
here.
by. Yeah.
Glad you're here. You're holding up flags, and you got a tuba back there. Boy, great job.
Trainmen moved through the coaches, closing vents and lighting the old burners. At the yawning mouth of the tunnel, a brass band elevated on a decorated platform played with lively tempo. Thus saluted, the first train entered Hoosac Tunnel, 24 years after the project was first begun.
Pomp and circumstance, but boy, Rob, when will the proletariat working class finally wake up and realize that they're wasting away in the service to the false bourgeois train masters? How many of us must die before we say, never again, trains? No, we won't serve at your feet anymore.
24 years at the yoke of your steamy nonsense.
We can work it. Yeah, we can work it.
24 years.
It's a little long. It's a little long for the sign, but we can maybe in a chant.
You think maybe?
Yeah, we can work it in.
Chant, nice.
Yeah.
That first journey, like many others that were to follow, was featured by lung-biting smoke. The fan that whirled above in the central shaft failed to suck out much of the rolling cloud that accompanied each passing train.
Oh, I agree, but it's so much more scenic to travel by rail.
Asthma on the Orient Express.
Who did it? The smoke.
All the smoke, though.
Or was the smoke the most obvious candidate and then announced the smoke? It's definitely the smoke.
I'm going to get one of those mustaches, though. That's pretty awesome.
You have one of those mustaches, Rob. It just hasn't been revealed yet.
Just need to chisel out the marble from around.
That's right.
2 smaller shafts on either side made no more than feeble attempts to clear the atmosphere within. Danger now stalked the section men, for the tunnel was so narrow that no matter how close a man stood to its wall, he could not escape being struck by a train.
Well, I mean, they really should have bought a ticket then, Rob.
Yeah.
That's mostly what you're paying for. It's the convenience of being inside rather than directly in front of the train. And your luggage also.
Alan?
We've all gone dark.
You're frozen.
No. Oh no, the corona.
Alan is frozen.
Corona's
I don't know if anyone is hearing this at all. But if you are emceeing and wait, this is recording, shouldn't really be singing. This is quality. Yeah, I feel good about this. Feel good. All right, let's see if we found Alan. Nope, still missing. I'm probably not on either. His whole computer's probably screwed up, and the stream's gone, and I'm talking to myself right now. Should really pick up that cat puke. It happened like an hour ago, but I was rushing to put the kids to sleep, and there's cat puke on the floor. I gotta clean it up. Ugh, it's a hairball. What else? I think I'll just breathe confidently for a while. Yep. Feeling pretty satisfied with myself right now. Yep. Okay. Well, just in case we are somehow we're still recording. Just a question of, I don't know if we're streaming or not. Let's check out some of the other articles in the April 1936 issue of Railroad Stories magazine. It's got fiction, facts, pictures, according to the cover. Let's see some ads here. Let's see. Listerine toothpaste ad. That's some cowboy. Ooh, sudden death foiled for once. My lesson helped me, says Long Islander. Maybe it will help others. It's forever ready batteries. Got to keep them in your flashlight so you don't get hit by cars when you're walking in the middle of the street at night.
Hey.
Hello. He's back. Put your clothes on, everyone. He's back. Hide the drugs. Yeah, you. No, you. Don't put your clothes on. You.
All right.
All right. Who's guest E7? Was it the old soundboard?
Probably soundboard.
Okay.
All right. Stream. We are coming back. Rob, last we were speaking, Dan Brennick, Dan the producer, Dan of Action, Dan the Automator, was saying in Twitch chat, small shafts, you say? Sounds like a job for me. I have not a good idea of where we left off.
Oh, I do.
Great. Thank you all who are watching in the chat. Put your pants back on.
Or don't.
It's you know what? Work from home. Really, all the rules are gone now.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, they've banned travel at my company, so I'm home.
That's right.
No pants. 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, they banned pants. That's right. You heard. It's bad for your sperm count, and it's bad for coronavirus.
It's why they canceled the St. Patrick's Day parade. Too many pants.
Dong in and out. Just dong city.
So
should we continue reading our story, Brown?
In Dong City, I'm sorry.
Sorry, don't.
This is we're working on the tunnel.
Right. We're working on the tunnel all the live long day.
Yeah, it was too tight, so you couldn't stand. So if the train was coming through and you were working in it, you had nowhere to go.
Well, they should have bought a ticket then, Rob. Because that's really what you're paying for. Yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
Right.
And what I think is that what you're really paying for with the train ticket is the convenience of being inside the train instead of in front of the train. I know it's a novel concept, Rob. You've probably never heard it before. It's really just something that just came right off the top of my noggin just now.
You are a business genius, Alan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Work was begun to create manholes.
Sorry, no, that was
still
the smoke. It's very smoky in here.
Alan, I got a quick question. Are the manholes near the shaft or in the shaft? So shaft goes through the manhole.
They need the fan. Can I get some air movement?
All right. Well, I hope we get into this manhole more because I really want to know what this is about.
Oh no, that was just mucus.
And crevices were dug into the walls 250 feet apart, where a dozen men might stand in safety while a train passed.
That's got to be some awkward small talk right there, Rob. Yeah. I hear it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and hey, by the way, whichever of you 11 men are farting in the dark, we can all hear it and smell it and feel the vibration of it through the very compacted physical contact we all have with one another right now.
Yeah, I've never farted in such close company as that before. Do you think it's like...
That's the closest company, Rob.
Do you think it's like yawning?
We band of brothers. We farters. You never know a man better than one that you're in a train hole with.
Nothing but manholes filled with farts around here.
Yeah.
Smoke, however, remained the major worry until 1911, when the tunnel was electrified.
Oh, well, I guess you could say maybe smoke was the least of the worries with that whole electrified tunnel thing. Hey, guys, you remember the Merge tunnel? Yeah, we rigged it up with high voltage.
Now, when you go into the manhole, if you don't get there fast enough, you'll be run over by a train. And if you do get in there, you'll probably be electrocuted.
Yep.
Who's signing up for the job? Come on, man.
It seems unlikely.
And electric engines picked up trains at Hoosac Tunnel Station, a mile east of the bore, hauling them to North Adams Station, a mile beyond the West Portal. Passing through the Hoosac to... I'm so glad they have this detail.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Somehow we have people in our chat, and it has blown my mind here, Rob. I don't know what to do. I'm very confused.
They're not. They're chatting about something else.
I feel like, hey, this is my living room. Where did you guys come from?
Can you get Twitch swatted? Like where they just send a bunch of people?
Oh, God, don't do that. Well, hey, it's nice to feel wanted. Don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm sorry, you were saying about the Hoosac Tunnel, the terribly interesting topic we're covering here tonight.
I think that's what people have come for. Big tunnel heads tonight.
Yeah, they come for the shafts. They come
for the manholes.
They come for the old spit and drill, Rob.
No one wants.
They come very quickly
no
for the spit and drill.
You do not want the drill without the spit. It's
not polite. It's not polite.
And friction. That's all I'll say. Passing through the Hoosac today is no more than an incident to the journey. But in early days, it was the thrill of a lifetime. The
thrill of a very, very short lifetime. It'll be in your memoirs. You won't have time for the memoirs.
So anxious were people to view the tunnel from within that all sorts of bribes were offered workers to escort visitors through the hole before the job was completed.
What kind of Viador tour listing could this be here? Well, it's a guided tour in that the tunnel guides you specifically and solely in one direction, which is tunnelward.
Tunnelward.
Yeah. It's got scenic views. Yeah. You can view the scene of the many tragic deaths. You can view those scenes. Scenic views.
That's good.
And of course, we've got regular resting breaks in case anyone needs a breather or, just breath. I hope you did bring your own oxygen because there definitely is not enough for the people in the tunnel.
Is lunch included on this tour?
Yeah, it's included.
All right, let's do it.
It's included after you get out of the tunnel, okay? So no refunds is what I'm saying.
Dan O'Connell and Denny Scully as
boys. Sure. Who doesn't remember the historical characters of Dan O'Connell and Denny Scully?
They were such rascals. Always getting into trouble, getting hit by trains.
I guess, we'll find out.
Dan O'Connell and Denny Scully as boys commercialized on this human weakness for a thrill. On Sundays and holidays, they would don raincoats, go to the North Adams yard, and appropriate a hand car.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Maybe ask the chat here.
Yeah.
Where do the raincoats fit into that?
Huh.
Okay. All right. No, hold on. You just let's play some mind games here.
Okay.
If they appropriated one raincoat,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty sneaky. Two small boys, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they get 5 raincoats, put them all in a pile, do some kind of laundry day caper scenario. Aren't they just boys with raincoats on otherwise?
Why do they need the raincoats? Why do they need so many raincoats?
That's right.
Maybe they were... One boy was going to get on the other boy's shoulders.
Wait, no. All right, hold on. No, wait, I don't think that. No. You know what? I just realized it's probably just safety. You know, if you got small shafts, you got to wear raincoats. So, I'm sorry, you were reading the text here, Rob.
Listen,
you were reading the text.
It's just the modern world we live in. Always
make
make sure
just,
you put your raincoat on.
Mm-hmm.
The word was passed around, and people by the score paid the boys $1 a head to pump them a half-mile into the uncompleted tunnel and out again.
Oh, good. The smoke's all cleared up. My throat's feeling much better. Thank you. It's perfectly fine now. I'm not making any noise at all.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to go through again? We could pump again.
little tickle, but no, I've got a lozenge. Thank you.
By nightfall, muscles ached and hands were calloused, but pockets bulged with dollars, and the boys went home with a smile. The end.
Oh, thank God. Hey, wait, hold on, Rob.
Wow.
We got the live chat. Shout out to the chat. This is very not something we know how to do. Never come up before. So
No, we've never
Dan
had
of
more
Action
than one
from
person?
the fabulous Netflix and Swill podcast.
Ooh, hey, Netflix and Swill, nice.
And Malmuthertorop 19 Trough.
I think I brought him back to life with a spell
I
once.
think this is not a real person.
Is it a mummy?
And yet, I want them to be my friend, Rob.
Me too. Especially
Thank
if it's a
you.
mummy.
Malmutherop 19 Trough. It's like a Larry Niven book in here. What the fuck kind of name
real.
is this?
Sounds real.
Hey, those Kazinti are canon now, Rob. They're canon.
Yeah, wait a minute. How are they? I missed it. So
They were in
somebody
the
said
animated
Kazinti?
series, and then
Yeah, I know.
Riker said Kazinti, and now it's super canon.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Mostly because I was bored out of my skull with that show.
All right.
Don't like the Picard. Sorry.
Great.
I don't like it.
Great.
I don't like it.
Get to the end.
It makes Worf sad. Well, that about wraps it up for this. Whoa, no, that is not the right part.
Nope.
Well, Alan.
Yeah, how'd I feel about that? Oh, well, let me just get right to the moral, Rob.
Well, no, first I just want to say that was easily the best train and tunnel story we've ever heard. Easily. Fantastic.
It's not as good. You know what? Actually, I was going to say it's not as good. It's much better than Bridge and Tunnel.
much.
Those
much better.
stories suck.
No,
You know what I'm saying, right?
Forget it. Oof.
Ugh.
So
Oof.
you mentioned a moral. There's so many things I feel we could learn from this story, but what would you say is the true moral of this story?
There's only one moral, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
There's progress demands sacrifices, Rob. And so does the mad elder god titan who slumbers within the deep stone of the Hoosac.
All hail Titan.
Yeah, hail him.
Well, there's only one moral, you said, so I think that's going to do it.
And remember him as well. Remember the Titan.
Remember the Titan?
Yeah.
Well,
it's a real feel-good story. 168 guys died and the tunnel opened, so... But that tunnel never stopped fighting to be open between eastern Massachusetts and Troy, New York. And that's the lesson, Rob. That's the real lesson.
God bless America. That wraps it up for this week's episode. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the stream. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we hope you all tune in next time for another exciting Interrupted
Hoosac. Set executives for the Peacock streaming service in response to questions about their Saved by the Bell revival and how it would focus solely on the relationship between Jesse and AC Slater. Oh, Zach Morris. He's the governor, some bullshit. Listen, he's not leaving Mixed-ish. What do you want us to do?
Tale.
Can you imagine a world immune to all forms of cancer?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for our 4th annual live stream for the cure.
And this year, we need your help more than ever.
Please join us May 27th through May 31st for 48 hours of live content from guests and podcasts around the world.
We'll be aiming for our most ambitious goal to date as we try to raise $10,000 for the Cancer Research Institute.
Please visit www.livestreamforthecure.com for more information on this year's event and how you can be a part of it. Together, we can make a difference.